Let's learn about present perfect simple. So present perfect simple المضارع التام أو المضارع الكامل. So this tense used to talk about actions happen in the past and has a result now. هذا الزمن يستخدم للتحدث about actions عن مواقف أو أحداث happen in the past حدثت في الماضي and has a result now لكن لها نتيجة للوقت الحالي أو في الوقت الحالي في زمن التكلم the time of speaking. So in the timeline we have or we see the start from the past and now with the future, but to indicate for present perfect simple we notice that the period until now start from the past and it's continue until now. لاحظ المدة الزمنية start from the past and till now. How is that? So now to learn more about this tense, let's see the example. Alex has lost his key. Alex فقد مفتاحه. That means he lost it recently and he still doesn't have it. يعني هو فقد مفتاحه recently مسبقا in the past and he still doesn't have it ولحد الآن ولا زال يبحث عنه أو لم يملكه. إذن this tense or the action that started from the past and has a result now till now have a result. He doesn't find it or he couldn't find his key. إذن لحد الآن لم يجد مفتاحه. So he lost it recently and he still doesn't have it. To have more example, that is I have seen this film. أنا قد رأيت هذا الفيلم. So I have seen this film. We see auxiliary is have. نلاحظ بأن الauxiliary هو have and seen it is past participle. ونلاحظ بأن seen هي past participle. This film. إذن ال I هي subject, have auxiliary and seen past participle. So the verb seen الفعل هو seen مأخوذ من see in the present في المضارع saw بالpast and seen in the past participle. إذن بالpresent perfect simple we need past participle. بزمن المضارع التام نحتاج past participle, not the present, not the past, just the past participle of the verb. Or another one, she has sent a letter. She has sent a letter. هي أرسلت رسالة. So she has sent. We notice has she it is subject. نلاحظ بأن she هي فاعل. Has auxiliary. نلاحظ بأن ال has هي auxiliary فعل مساعد. Sent past participle وsent هي التصريف الثالث للفعل. That's take from اللي هي مأخوذة من sent بالpresent, sent in the past وsent in the past participle. So the past and the past participle sometimes it is the same. أحيانا الماضي والpast participle التصريف الثالث للفعل يكونون the same نفس الفعل أو نفس الشكل. إذن send in the present, sent in the past and sent in the past participle. So we must focus on that the subject she singular has the auxiliary verb has. يعني بما أنه الفاعل she مفرد إذن يأخذ has sent in the past participle وبعد ال has will have دائما past participle. So let's have the structure to indicate more about that. So the structure is or the form, the base of a present perfect simple. إذن قاعدة أو تركيب ال present perfect simple is subject. إذا القاعدة هي subject have or has. إما نأخذ ال auxiliary verb to have، إما have أو has with past participle of the verb مع التصريف الثالث للفعل past participle. إذا بعد ال have وال has دائما past participle. have for plural has for singular. إذا ال have تأخذ ال plural الجمع، has للsingular. Every noun or pronoun that refer to plural we have. إذا كانت الأسماء جمع أو ضمائر اللي تشير للجمع اللي هي they we I راح ناخذ have. has he she it about the pronoun إذا كانت ضمائر تكون المفردة or nouns that refer to the singular. What about past participle of the verb as we see recently in send, sent, sent or see, saw, seen? That is do, did, done. So the past participle is done. إذن عند التصريف الثالث للفعل هو done. من مأخوذ من do بالpresent، did بالpast and done in the past participle. ودone هي في التصريف الثالث للفعل. هذا معنى ال past participle. So some verbs you must keep it in your mind. يعني بعض الأفعال لابد من حفظها بالنسبة لل past participle، خصوصا irregular verb، خصوصا الأفعال الشاذة.
Greed has poisoned men's souls. Greed has poisoned men's souls.
That nobody has seen before. That nobody has seen before.
Let's have an example to indicate the positive forms. That is, they have written reports lately. هم كتبوا التقارير متأخرين. إذن they it is subject، have auxiliary verb to have، written it is past participle. نلاحظ بأن they هي subject وهي plural جمع. إذن الauxiliary اللي راح نستخدمه have وليس have باعتبار they جمع plural. and written it is past participle of the verb write. عند الفعل write يكون wrote بالpast and written in the past participle. So it becomes they have written reports lately.
We have lost the way. We have lost the way.
We have positive forms, now we have negative forms, or how we negate the sentence if it is in the present perfect simple. So a negative way في حالة النفي such as they haven't listened to the teacher. They haven't listened to the teacher. هم لم يستمعوا إلى الأستاذ. إذن they عندنا they هي subject وهي plural جمع. have إذن الفعل هو الauxiliary هو have باعتبار they plural جمع. Just I put not after the auxiliary verb if we have the auxiliary already. بما أنه عندي ال have جاهز إذن بعده مباشرة we put not، فقط نضيف not. Sometimes in contraction way, sometimes not. يعني أحيانا ممكن في صيغة الاختصار such as haven't or have not، أو ممكن نقول have not، يعني ممكن نختصرها haven't or have not. Listen to the teacher. Listened it is so listen هي بالpresent، listen بالpresent، listened in the past and the same listened in the past participle. وعندي ال past participle وهو listened. إذن أصل الفعل هو listen، بالpast يكون listened، بالpast participle أيضا listened. إذن اللي نحتاجه هو بعد ال have أو ال has هو listened in the past participle. اللي نحتاجه هو ال past participle. إذن just about negative we put negative after the auxiliary verb. يعني في حالة النفي فقط نضيف not بعد ال auxiliary مباشرة directly. They haven't or they have not. ممكن نقول they haven't in contraction, maybe have not أو ممكن have not listened to the teacher.
So many people have asked me, So many people have asked me, do you?
About singular we have about plural negative. أخذنا في حالة plural في حالة الجمع ننفي. About singular في حالة المفرد such as he hasn't gone to Brazil. He hasn't gone to Brazil. هو لم يذهب إلى البرازيل. إذن he hasn't نلاحظ بأن he ضفنا لها has باعتبار he singular نضيف has. hasn't أريد أنفيها directly I put not مباشرة نضيف not. hasn't gone it is past participle. إذن hasn't هنا بالcontraction في حالة الاختصار. has not اللي هي has not ممكن نكتبها hasn't or has not. He hasn't gone to Brazil. So not after auxiliary verb. إذن not نضيفها مباشرة بعد الauxiliary. ممكن بالcontraction hasn't or not. has not ممكن في حالة الاختصار أو ممكن لا. gone اللي هو ال past participle أصله هو go الفعل go يذهب went ذهب بالpast and gone in the past participle. إذن go in the present went past and gone in the past participle. We need or focus on the past participle and the present perfect simple. إذن في حالة المضارع التام نركز على ال past participle وهو gone. Not past, not present. We have past participle. He hasn't gone to Brazil. It is subject. Auxiliary verb has because it is singular. And after that we put not. بعدها نضيف not. إذا ردنا ننفي مباشرة نضيف not بعد الفعل المساعد بما أنه already جاهز. Gone it is past participle.
He hasn't got anything particular. He hasn't got anything particular.
About the pronoun I. حول ضمير الفاعل I deals as a plural. If we want to put auxiliary verb إذا ردنا نضيف فعل مساعد لضمير الفاعل I بالpresent perfect راح نضيفه هو have. We deal it as a plural يعني راح نعامله كمعاملة للجمع. So I haven't broken the vase. أنا لم أكسر broken أكسر the vase الزهرية أو المسحرية. إذن I haven't broken the vase. I it is subject have auxiliary verb. إذن الهاف هي auxiliary. haven't بما أنه أريد هنا في مباشرة نضيف not haven't وهذه بالcontraction أصلها have not. I haven't or I have not. broken it is past participle وعندنا broken هو past participle. أصل broken هو break. أصل الفعل broken هو break يكسر broke كسره and broken it is past participle. So it is break present, broke past and broken past participle. I haven't broken the vase. So the subject I or the pronoun have the auxiliary verb have to indicate for about plural way. إذا نلاحظ بأن الهاء الآي نعامله معاملة الجمع لذلك راح نضيف الauxiliary هو have. في حالة النيجاتيف just put not directly after the auxiliary verb. فقط نضيف not مباشرة بعد have. And the past participle is broken. وال past participle هو broken اللي ناخذه من ال present and the past participle. إذا نركز فقط على past participle. About the question way after we have positive and negative, now we have a question. في حالة السؤال such as have you traveled a lot? Have you traveled a lot? we notice. The first one, or at the beginning of a sentence, we put the auxiliary verb, then the subject, after that the past participle. So have you traveled a lot? هل سافرت كثيرا؟ نلاحظ بأن الجملة في حالة السؤال just put the auxiliary at the beginning، فقط نخلي الauxiliary الفعل المساعد في بداية الجملة. بعد الفعل المساعد راح نضيف السبجكت بعد past participle traveled. So have, it is auxiliary, have auxiliary, you subject, and traveled it is past participle، وtraveled هي التصريف الثالث للفعل. إذن في حالة question we put the auxiliary at the beginning، فقط نضع الفعل المساعد في البداية بما أنه سؤال، وبعد الفاعل ثم past participle. Traveled it's take from travel عندنا بالpresent، traveled بالpast, and in the past participle traveled. So travel present, traveled past, and traveled also in the past participle. Another example about singular for the question. Has he driven a car? هل قام بقيادة سيارة أو قام بقيادة السيارة؟ إذن has he driven. لاحظ بالquestion we put the auxiliary at the beginning of a sentence. لاحظ بأن الهاز هي في بداية الجملة باعتبار question، إذا لازم يتقدم الفعل المساعد على الفاعل. has he الفاعل المساعد بعدين الفاعل he. ليش ضفنا has باعتبار الهي singular؟ driven it is the past participle، driven past participle of the verb. إذن has auxiliary he subject and driven past participle. driven مأخوذة من drive يقود أو يسوق، drove قاد أو ساق، driven it is past participle. إذن drive present، drove past, and in the past participle driven. Has he driven a car?
Has the war started? Has the war started?
With WH question أخذنا في حالة السؤال نقدم الفعل المساعد على الفاعل بالنيجاتيف just put negative after the auxiliary verb، بعد الفعل المساعد نضع not. في حالة ال WH question إذا بدأ السؤال ب WH question بأدوات السؤال. So use the present perfect with the questions beginning with how long or how many times. فالpresent perfect يستخدم المضارع التام with questions مع الأسئلة beginning التي تبدأ ب how long، أغلب الأحيان تبدي ب how long كم المدة or how many times أو كم عدد المرات. That means we use these questions but not all the time we can use where when. يعني مو فقط ممكن نستخدم how long أو how many times، ممكن نستخدم بقية أدوات السؤال where when، لكن أغلب الأحيان نستخدم how long or how many times as the WH question with the present perfect, such as how long have you worked at the airport? How long have you worked at the airport? كم المدة التي عملت بها في المطار؟ فنلاحظ how long it is WH question. إذا نلاحظ how long هي WH question، بعدها مباشرة يجي ال auxiliary بما أنه سؤال، إذا يجي بعده auxiliary الفعل المساعد. After that subject، بعدها يجي الفاعل ثم ال past participle. أصل الفعل هو work، صار worked بالماضي and worked in the past participle. So how long have you worked at the airport?
How long's he been? How long's he been?
We have about how many times with WH question. How many times has Brazil won the World Cup? How many times has Brazil won the World Cup? So we notice how many times it is WH question that they use in the present perfect symbol. After that, the auxiliary verb, because the subject is singular, that is Brazil. Won, it is past participle of the verb, that is win. إذن how many times هي WH question أداة السؤال، بعدها مباشرة بما أنه WH question صيغة سؤال، إذن بعده يجي auxiliary فعل مساعد وليس فاعل. إذن how many times has. ليش has؟ باعتبار عندي subject هو برازيل singular نعتبرها، إذن راح نضيف has. إذن أداة السؤال بعدها الauxiliary ثم subject، بعدها past participle وهو won أصلا win، أصل الفعل win يربح، won بالpast participle أو أيضا بالpast هو won. So how many times has Brazil won the World Cup? So let's focus just about how many WH question and the auxiliary.
How many times have you seen Chris? How many times have you seen Chris?
The last things that I want to know, indicate for it in the last this video, it is about contraction way حول الاختصار in the plural and in singular way about the present perfect symbol. إذن الاختصارات في حالة المضارع التام البسيط. I have راح تكون I've ممكن نكتبها في حالة الكونتراكشن بالاختصار I've، أو ممكن نكتب I have. They have ممكن they've. You have you've. We have we've. إذا نلاحظ we've الكونتراكشن I've, they've, you've, we've. Such as they've found the gold. They've found the gold. هم وجدوا the gold الذهب. إذن they've نلاحظ الكونتراكشن they've ممكن نكتب they have، ممكن نكتب they've. Found it is past participle of the verb. Found هو التصريف الثالث للفعل. إذن لازم نركز بأن بعد الهاف هو past participle تصريف الثالث للفعل وهو found. About singular way في حالة السنجولار، في حالة المفرد كيف راح نسوي اختصار؟ how we make the contraction way such as she has she's, she has she's, he has his, it has its. So she is his, tis. So such example, she's passed her driving test. She's passed her driving test. هي اجتازت اختبار السياقة. إذن نلاحظ she's passed she's هي أصلها she has. So what is the difference between she is passing or she's passed؟ إذن نلاحظ بما أنه يجي بعدها past participle تصريف ثالث للفعل، إذن هي she has وليست she is. كل جملة تحتوي على فاعل واختصاره she's, his, tis وبعد past participle، إذن هي هذا الاختصار هو has وليس is. So in the singular way she's, his, tis, and in the plural I've, they've, you've, we've.
I've done well. I've done well.
So see you to the next time to complete this tense. See you.